amongst all the problems that people are facing, do you have the core problems that you say, like, look, I think this is the common problem that people are facing, that you guys maybe have caught amongst the people and say, look, we have this common problem. And then if you do, what is that problem and how are you planning to eradicate
It's a good way to phrase to phrase the question. So to phrase the question. So, like I mentioned, it's a party that's made up of the different facets or people from different walks of life. So, from the traditional leaders' side, their main problem is that they don't own the land that was historically there. So, after generations of land dispossession, they're kings, but they're landless. In being landless, they're also powerless. In being powerless, they have no economy. So, foreigners dictate to them what the value of their land is, dictate to them what the value of the nation that they lead is. And to traditional leaders, that's the crux of their major problem. There's other problems, of course, that come with landlessness, like identity. Because identity is, I mean, of course, it's your name, it's your surname, but it's also where you come from. So that's why when you ask a person who they are, you also ask where they're from.
Yeah, true.
That's land.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's land. Without, if you're landless, you don't have your identity.
Yeah.
There's a piece of you that you don't have.
Yeah.
So South Africa, in essence, has an identity crisis. The majority of South Africans have been dispossessed. That's the long and the short. So we understand that yes, there's crime. Yes, there's unemployment. Yes, there's very important and serious questions, but in the center of it is an identity crisis. Who are we? That's where it's at. So to summarize the people's mandate, essentially, those are the problems that have been raised. Is that we have a parliament, law is made, but our traditional leaders not consulted. We have the NHI bill that's passed. Our traditional healers were not consulted in that. How do they feature in the national health insurance?
Oh, that's where you guys come in.
Yeah, so this is where you get the people's mandate. That's where you have to consult with the people who are affected by these things. So if you just go into parliament and come back with a bill and dictate it onto people, it's not the right way. It's an undemocratic way to do it. So the correct way is to actually ask people, what are their problems? This is a bill that we plan to pass in parliament. How will it affect you? Do your proper homework, get your proper feedback. We are being left behind as Africans.
Okay, I hear you. It's like I do understand what you're saying, and I agree with you. The identity problem that you raised, and how you guys need to listen to us because we are on the ground. We're the one who are having issues with these things, and we shouldn't be dictated. And this is something that I've picked up, and I truly respect that with your political party if you guys consider that section. But I'm I'm so fascinated into understanding how you came about with your name. Why did you choose Umkhonto with Sizwe? And then if you've chosen Umkhonto with Sizwe to be your brand name, why is it? Don't you think it is stereotypical? Maybe someone can say like, look, this is a political party of Zulu people. You understand? So someone can say whatever that they can say, but I need to understand, how did you come about that name and how did you think it will fit all of us?
So Umkhonto Sizwe or Lerumo Lascha, you can call it in your own language if you really want. It's just a registered name.
Okay.
Yeah. You could do it in English. You call it the Spear of the Nation.
Okay.
But we've called it's registered as Umkhonto Sizwe in the Zulu name. But there's a historical context to it, of course, that comes back from the revolution. So Umkhonto Sizwe is the military organization that was underground working against the apartheid government, that fought toe to toe with the apartheid government in the 90s, especially. But yeah, that's Umkhonto Sizwe. So naming the party Umkhonto Sizwe now points to its origin, its actual historical context and its historical origin. So the African National Congress, as the ruling party, is meant to be the movement that moves the people's struggle. But the movement that's supposed to move the people's struggle is no longer moving. It is infiltrated. And it means that we have to have other means to intervene and make sure that the people's movement continues to move. So Umkhonto Sizwe, just as when the struggle had hit a snag, the apartheid government was very violent in inhibiting the progress of the people. It led to the formation of Umkhonto Sizwe to accelerate the struggle. And so now we're at a point where the struggle is actually at standstill. We've got parties that are meant to represent workers like the SACP. I don't know if you've ever heard of the SACP.
SSAP? No. Never heard
That's
of
the
it.
point. So you've got parties that are meant to be leading the National Democratic Revolution, but they are stagnant. They are not growing. They've gone irrelevant, even to us as young people.
So
Umkhonto Sizwe is re-established again to accelerate the struggle, to bring back the things that we need, like the land.
Okay.